Hey, welcome back to the Sunday Serving Channel. This is the place to come for hope because it's from the gospel. Gospel, hope, truth, light, joy. And I was thinking that, I'm sure we've covered this passage before at some point, but if we go to the Gospel of John, which in a way, it's one of my favorite. I can't say it's my very favorite gospel, but I think, it probably would be if I was forced to pick one. There's so much in there of the heart of Jesus, the heart of God, about love, about truth, about being one with Jesus. And I love that one line in there about Jesus being full of grace and truth. And I think that's something that we should think about more. How can we live our lives full of grace and truth? Because if you think about it, too often, especially nowadays, truth is lacking, right? There's so much lying, so much deceiving. That's wrong, but you can go about that in a way that's harsh, that isn't good. But Jesus, he spoke truth and he spoke it with grace. And that brings hope, that brings freedom, that brings love. So here, the Gospel of John, right from the beginning, chapter 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Just that one line you could spend all day thinking about, discussing, talking about. And in the beginning, before all time, was the Word. So what is the Word? That's the ultimate truth, the Word. The proclamation, God's heart, His thoughts, His will. Maybe including in that the power of the Holy Spirit to spread that Word. And Jesus left us with that commandment to spread this Word, this gospel of truth to the whole creation. But in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So something that was with and was God, the Word. He was in the beginning with God. And kind of this little indication, does he mean Jesus? Who knows actually what he means, but it's a mystery, it's a holy mystery. All things were made through him, and without him was nothing made that was made. So the Word is part of God, part of the beginning, the creation, everything made through him and by him. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. So there's some serious hope there. The light, when light bathes the world, got a little sun filtering through the clouds here. Everything shines, everything looks beautiful, hopeful. Without light we can't see. So in him was life, and the life, the breath, the Spirit was the light of men, of people. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. So evil, darkness, anything bad, sickness, death, there's no way it can overcome the light of Christ, of God. The true light, which gives light to everyone, was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made through him, yet the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own people did not receive him. So here it's becoming more and more obvious. John is talking about Christ, about Jesus, the true light of the world that would bring truth and grace and hope and peace. And we didn't know him. The world didn't know him. But to all who did receive him, who believed his name, he gave the right to become children of God, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. So everyone who receives Jesus, believes that message, have the right to be children of God. What more do we want? How beautiful, how glorious is that? And here, this line. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. And we have seen his glory, glory as of the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. What a wonderful and powerful message. The Word that we were talking about at the beginning, that was with God, that was God, that made the earth, became flesh, became bone, became muscle, became blood, became a person, and dwelt among people, among us, it says. And we have seen his glory, glory as the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. So there it is, the grace and the truth. That's what we need. We have it because Jesus came as a man, walked among us, still walks among us, and gives this grace and this truth. Then he goes on to say, John bore witness about him and cried out, "This was he of whom I said, he who comes after me ranks before me, because he was before me. For from his fullness we have all received grace upon grace." So from the fullness of Christ, everybody, everybody has received grace upon grace. You might not think it, but you have. We've all received grace upon grace. For the law was given through Moses. Grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. So there it is. Truth, grace came through Jesus Christ. Supersedes any law. You know, the laws were there for a purpose. They still are important. But Jesus brought grace and truth and hope and light, and that's available to each one of us, to you. So grab onto it and let's walk forward and let's spread that grace, that truth, that message of Christ. God bless you all. Have a wonderful week. Come on, Remy. Let's go down here.